everyone. You're listening to Zen The Podcast with me, Sirg.
And me, Zenobia. And you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Zen The Podcast. And you can follow me on Instagram at Khaleesi. And my Twitter is ToroEO.
Yeah, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CallMeSurge. We are here on episode 5 of Zen The Podcast with our new guest. He's currently a freshman at Bowie State University, Carter.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, so tell us about yourself.
My name is Bryce Goldsboro Carter. I kind of just don't like going by my first name. I am 19. I am an intuitive, very spiritual. I'm an Aquarius, Pisces, I guess. Cusp of life. You know, best of both worlds.
Okay, hand on table.
Okay.
And what you major in?
Psychology.
Okay, and what are your future goals when, like, for example, you leave college? What are you expecting to do?
In a non-traditional sense, I expect to embark on my destiny to become a healer.
A healer?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Like, I don't know. I've just always considered myself as like a healer, as in like a spiritual, emotional, mental sense. You know, nothing like physical. I don't want to be a physician.
So not a doctor?
Like more just like a psychologist.
Okay. And any other thing you want to tell our listeners?
Be careful of Mercury retrograde.
Elaborate.
Yes.
Just anything very important that you have to do, or if you would like maybe if like an ex reaches out to you, just block them. Just like do not
ignore negativity. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and don't go back. Always look forward.
Okay. And any social media handles you want to let our listeners know?
I'm kind of like a social media guru. I kind of have everything, but what I most use is my Instagram.
Okay. Well, where can we follow you on Instagram?
My @ is deity. What is it?
Lords.
I cannot remember.
Because you change it all the time. I heard.
Yes. What is it? Deity de vitality or something like that. Let's see. Deity.de_vitality.
Alright. And any other social media handles? Twitter, Snapchat?
My Twitter is
Facebook.
muerte_de la rosa.
I'm gonna guess my listeners know how to spell that. Okay, unless you want to spell that out for us.
It's MUERTE_DELAROSA.
So, the theme for today's podcast is dating.
Yay!
Whoa.
Well, Carter, are you in a relationship?
No.
To start off, okay.
I just got out of one actually, so.
No, this is a perfect topic for you.
It is, yes. Yes. And actually, like, I've always felt like, I don't know, like, I've always had an idea of, like, the perfect relationship, but then either it's, like, not just going that way because of my fault or the other person's, and then I just don't want to break it off because I have a habit of being a heartbreaker. I kind of don't like that. It's like, oof.
So you wait till they...
Yeah, like typically if I don't like where things are going and if I don't, like if I can tell that someone's like way more invested into me, then I'll try to like get them to wane off, I guess, by like just slowly but surely being like not all that dateable.
I would like to know what that means by what do you do? Hold on.
Do you like disappear? Like slowly?
I mean, like, I won't make an effort to, like, talk to the other person as much. Like, slowly I'll start to decline in, like, the interest that I show the other person.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, like, there are times when I just kind of don't want to deal with it. And, like, that's when the heartbreaker comes in. And I'm just, like, snip, time to go. Catch you later. Actually, I probably won't. Oh, well. Have a nice life.
Alright.
I hope you flourish.
Alright. Well, we're going to be talking about dating culture today. Rather if it's still a thing today or not, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to do a fun little game called Date or Not to Date. That is the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more after this.
Yes.
are back. You are listening to Zen the Podcast with our guest Carter.
Yeah.
And the theme for today is dating. And we're going to talk first about, cheating.
Yeah, so let's talk about it, okay? So what is the first thing you think about when you hear cheating?
When I hear cheating, I immediately think of an unhealthy reaction to one person or one party, should I say, being unhappy. Yes. Why am I getting these reactions, guys?
Your answers are very I don't know how to say it, I'm not that smart. Go ahead, Zen.
When I hear cheating, I always think about that scene from that movie. What is it, like Waiting to Exhale?
Never seen it.
With I hope that's the right movie. Don't kill me if it's not. Where Angela Bassett found out her husband was cheating on her with some white woman, and she set his car on fire with all of his belongings in it, and smoked the cigarette, and then tossed the cigarette into the flame.
Yeah.
That's what I think when I hear cheating.
Yes.
Okay.
When I first think about cheating, I just think about someone who's not happy in a relationship, and instead of breaking it off or having a conversation with the person, they decide to totally disrespect the person and just go off and find other outlets. So also someone's excuse would be so the person that's cheating, one of their excuses would be, I'm not satisfied in my relationship, so I had to find something to satisfy me, and I found her. So
or him.
Or them.
Or
Zim.
So when does it become cheating? And this is a really interesting question I always ask. When does it become cheating?
I feel like it's actually cheating when there's an actual immoral action, that's actually, I don't consider it talking to someone else or just getting to know, or even just communicating in general with someone else. If there's actually something that happened that was some kind of infidelity or whatever, then that's when I'm look at that. Cheating. Zen, looks like you have some stuff on your mind.
So, what if the person has the thought in their head, I'm not happy in this relationship and I'm going to do something about it, but they haven't acted on it yet? Could you say that the thought about cheating is essentially cheating?
Exactly.
Because I know some people will be like, it's not cheating until you actually do it, but if someone's thinking, I would like to cheat on this person, is this
cheating?
I feel like that's the beginning of it. It's stages to it, and I feel like that's the first stage.
Yeah, that's the first stage, but that's I kind of think of that as let's say cheating on a test. If you're just thinking about writing all the answers on little note cards or something like that, if you're not actually using the note cards, then it's not really cheating yet. Or if you're a vegan or something and you go to Five Guys with your friend or something, just because you're staring at the menu doesn't mean that you're actually eating it yet,
Those are good analogies.
Thank you.
That I can actually understand. Thank you. But yeah.
Wait, go back to what you were saying before about how you're not smart enough or whatever you said to understand what else.
Because when you describe things, I'm like,
they just go over your head.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so that one I actually understood.
Ah.
But yeah, with the thought of cheating, I wouldn't, honestly, in my opinion, I wouldn't consider that as cheating. I'm more of the people that would be the action. Mm-hmm. The action is what considered cheating. I know Zen's
No, I mean, I agree. I've never been cheated on.
Me neither.
So, and I've never thought about cheating. The way that I work, in relationships is if I'm with you, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not with anybody else. Mm-hmm. Other people look disgusting to me, and that's not I don't have to try and imagine somebody looking disgusting. I mean, if it's a celebrity or something, I'd be like, David Bowie's fine as fuck. He looks good. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Right.
But when I'm dating somebody, other people just don't look appealing, because if I'm dating you, you have something that I'm attracted to and I want to stay around for a long period of time.
You heard it first. Zenobia is single.
It's complicated, y'all.
I'm the same way, honestly. However, I don't see other people as, I do see I'm not blind. I'm gonna be like, she look good, he look good, but I'm still with this person, so I'm not gonna betray them. I'm never I'm not gonna think about it because I'm with that person. Just like you, I'm with that person. So why do I feel like I have to? I mean, why would I go off to someone else, even though they look good or whatever? I'm still with that person. I'm not gonna talk to them.
Let me qualify what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Well, I don't like people in general, so I just tend to think that people I don't know are disgusting, which sounds really bad coming from a PR person, but that's how I think. But I mean, obviously, if someone's aesthetically pleasing, like, y'all know who I like, but if I see like A$AP Rocky or Playboy Cardi, I'll be like, they look good, like they're aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
But if I saw someone like them in real life, I wouldn't be like, you know what, they look good. I think I'm gonna just slide over there.
Okay. The first part I would say, they look good, because I want that relationship to be like, oh yeah, they do look good too. My person I'm with be like, yeah, they look good too, because we're that cool. We're that what's it called? We trust each other. But I'm not gonna go over to them and talk to them. That's a whole different thing. I'm not like that. My whole thing is, if you want to cheat, what's the point of being in a relationship? If that's how you feel, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
But I think sometimes it's spontaneous. Not playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's spontaneous. Like, I don't think people get in a relationship and be like, I feel like cheating today. Let me go do that. Right. Like, sometimes you never know. You may meet somebody or start talking to somebody and you find that you click more with that specific person than the person you're with. So, I mean...
And in that case, stop the relationship.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. You gotta talk to your... I'm very big on communication, and talking to your partner. So, like, if I'm dating somebody, I would rather them say, hey... we've been together X amount of whatever, but I think that, something's lacking in our relationship and I'm sort of interested in seeing other people. I mean, you will get cut off and blocked, but at least tell me in advance instead of trying to hide it and then I find out and it's
like a whole mess.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what would you consider as cheating? What would you consider as cheating?
In a physical sense, like any type of intimate action, as in like kissing or like actual like having some form of sex with someone else, or
is texting someone else considered cheating?
Sexting.
You said sexting?
Yeah.
Texting.
Texting?
Oh, flirty text messages.
Sending
pictures.
Not just words.
Flirty text messages. That's the first.
Actually,
one.
Some people can be like naturally flirty. Apparently I am, and I did not know whatsoever. And like apparently I like lead people on it. I just don't see it. But people see what they want to see, I guess.
I'm naturally flirtatious with ladies. With guys, I'm sorry. With guys, I'm not really flirty. Like, with dudes, it's like if I'm interested, I expect you to know that I'm interested, and I expect you to reciprocate. So then, if you don't, it's like awkward. Sorry, I'm a little bit bitter.
Oh man.
But I'm naturally flirtatious, but like, I'm still loyal at the end of the day, and I don't have a problem. Like, if I'm dating somebody and they're texting someone, I don't really care who you text. At the end of the day, you're coming home to this. Period. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about shawty over there. Whatever.
I'm different. You better not be texting nobody.
Oh my god.
Why are you texting her? Why are you texting him? But sending pictures to other people, is that considered cheating?
It depends on the type of picture. If it's like a selfie,
and it depends on like
titties.
Okay,
if you're sending nudes,
yeah.
then yeah, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? But
I mean, what's the intent? Like, is it actually to cheat, or is it like to boost your ego, or like?
That's what I'm saying. Because
like,
one of my female friends and I, we send like not nudes, but like pictures of us because we try to encourage each other and appreciate each other's bodies in a platonic way.
Yes.
So if it's something like that, then like I don't care. But if it's like, oh, look at my dick, you want this, then I'm like, okay, we gotta talk,
But is it considered cheating?
Yes, that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about like emotional affairs? Like,
meaning what?
I want to see what's on Zen's mind.
Meaning, what do you mean? Meaning,
like you don't do anything physical, but like you like just know this one person that's not like your significant other, and like slowly you like really start to develop feelings.
Oh, like a crush.
No.
Deeper than
Yeah,
a
it's
crush,
deeper than
though.
a crush.
It's like this is like
No, because like a crush is more. I see a crush as like a what's it called? Skin deep. Like really, you're just
infatuated with
exactly.
them. Yeah.
While as like an emotional affair is like after you really get to know the person.
And you invested in them.
Yes,
Oh,
that's different.
This is hard for me because this.
Yeah.
Trying not to be bitter. Emotions are okay. Well, I'm sapiosexual, but emotional connection are a big thing for me. So when I find somebody who I have a strong emotional attachment to,
Mm-hmm.
I would be heartbroken if that person got in a relationship with somebody else, because I'd be like, oh my god,
right.
Like a part of me is destroyed and sort of distraught.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, if you're in a relationship and, like you said, emotional connection develops, is that considered cheating?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like
it's like you got
like an involuntary type cheating, because I feel like emotions like are very hard to understand. Like the whole thing with love, how you don't really like
you can't really control it though.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying involuntary. Mm-hmm. So like I would like if that were to happen to me, I would try my hardest not to be like too mad at my significant other, and like try to be as understanding as possible, because that's different. It's not like an actual action.
Okay, now this question, I feel like we're in the same level. I'm not sure about you, mm-hmm. But how many chances do you give your significant other if that person has cheated on you?
All right, so there's like a few variables, I guess you could say. So it depends on how I feel about the other person, like how strongly I want to be in a relationship with them, like how much I really like them. Then it's like, who is the other person you cheated on me with? Like, is it someone uglier? Is it someone like better looking? Why did you cheat on me with them? Is it like an emotional affair? Like, what's going on? And then also, I don't know, I'm like a very forgiving person, but then at the same time, I don't know, like most likely it's either 0 or 3, and like no in between, because 3 is like always my favorite number.
So if you cheated on you twice, you would.
I mean, it's not as though like I would get cheated on and I just forgive them and then we're like all happy. Nah, like, oh no, I'm gonna take out my anger. Like I'm gonna cut a bitch. And then we're gonna sew up that little cut and we're gonna be good. But still, so no, I'm not. No. Who said that?
I do. I am like, I want to know what, why, who, what, when, or why. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're done. Cut, snip, done. I don't want. We're locked.
Alt, delete.
Right. I'm out of my life forever.
Yeah.
I do want a piece of my mind to be like, why?
You want closure.
I want closure, but we're still done at the end of the day.
I don't even need closure for real. If you, no. See, I'm the type of person. My mental health is not great. So if you, that sounds so crazy. If you do something to me that causes me to become distraught, mentally disturbed, upset, enraged, like, you gotta go. Because in my mind, I'm like, one of us has to die now. Because you ruined. It's really extreme, but one of us has to die. You have ruined what we had. Mm-hmm. So I have to. Like I'm
dying in this house.
Like you have to die. You are now dead to me, and I can't keep allowing somebody who did some stupid shit to come back into my life to do it again and to do it again. Because I think sometimes if people see that they can take advantage of your kindness, they'll keep playing that shit like a fiddle, and it will irk me to no end. So I don't give second chances, like, at all. That goes for everybody.
Who cheats more, gay people or straight people?
Okay. So, I want to say it's not even like sexuality. I feel like it's more of like gender. I feel like guys are more likely to cheat than girls because girls.
Okay, go ahead.
So really?
That's the next question.
Okay,
go ahead.
Well, then if that's the case, then I'll say gay people because then leading to like the next question, because
which is who cheats more, men or women?
I would say men, because if it's like a relationship between two guys, then I feel like these hormones, they'll just fly through the place and they'll just be what's it called, mating like rabbits, with other people. Very polyamorous or whatever.
But polyamory is not cheating. I wanted to throw that out there because some people have started using that as an excuse. Like when they cheat on somebody, they'll be like, "I'm polyamorous, I can't help it." Polyamory does not work like that because all parties involved in a polyamorous relationship are or should be aware of the parties involved. Like that, like it can't work like, oh well, I cheated on you, but I'm polyamorous, so I couldn't help it. That's why I had to sleep with 3 other. No, it doesn't work like that.
Sorry.
Everybody is informed about who is with who in that relationship, and there's a primary partner. I'm not gonna go into all of that.
Could you guys ever be in an open relationship?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think you could be happier in an open relationship?
No.
Short term or long term, then? Do you think you could be happier in either one, and why?
I think short term, I could be happy in a polyamorous relationship or an open relationship because I'm an open person. The thing is, I just have this fear that it's gonna get messy. That's the only thing that would bother me because it's different if it's like 3 people. And we all know about each other, and we all, okay, I'm going to spend my time with you, and I'm going to go to her, and then I'll visit him. Like, I can deal with that, but if somebody decides to bring somebody in without any conversation and just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be with them now, too.
Yeah. Now, there is a difference between being a throuple or trouble, I call it trouble, and being in an open relationship. How you describe it more seem like a throuple, where it's only 3 people, and you're only corresponding with each other, versus an open relationship, you're just...
Open relationship isn't limited to a certain amount. Like, you could have an open relationship with 25 people. They're all informed about each other. But I could see myself, like, in an open relationship with, like, 2 people. Like... There's someone who I invested time in emotionally and intellectually because this person, like, I like talking to them. But because of events that happened in the past, the recent past, I feel like I would do better, like, I feel like I would do better in an open relationship where maybe I can experience more than one person at a time. But again, I'm not opposed to monogamy. Like, I'm either. I'm just a very open person, but I'm open and straightforward and honest. Like, if I'm with you, I'm with you. Doesn't matter how many people are in our relationship circle. But.
Y'all heard it first.
Yeah. And the reason why I wouldn't be in an open relationship is basically I'm old school.
Okay.
I like one-on-one intimacy and... I'm also hopeless romantic all that
so
cheesy
cute.
Stuff. So I wouldn't mind being in a threesome. That's a whole different story.
Wait, we're gonna talk about that later. You shocked me.
So the next question is so let's think about it. You're in a relationship. However, things not going right, so y'all decide to take a break. If your partner goes and invest in someone else, have sex with them, all that, is that considered cheating?
I feel like there needs to at least be some kind of understanding of what is, or like, how should I say, like, what
the rules.
Yes,
while
like the
you're on
rules
break.
of like what this break is.
Well,
Like, do you guys
I know
consider
you're
a
on break.
break like just a synonym for like we're just done for right now, but then we can pick it right back up? Like this is a little single hiatus, or like what?
Well, now I'm thinking about it. A break, there's really no rules. Y'all done for a minute.
Yeah.
Versus having a hall pass where there's a rules. But go ahead. I know your face. Like, what is your? What do you think?
Let me explain something
Go ahead.
to you.
Drop this knowledge.
If you tell me we're on break,
You can do whatever you want.
I respect that.
Mhm.
However, I will be having sex / emotional / intellectual relationships with whomever I please because
Yes.
we are on break, which means I'm not bound to you.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Break, in my opinion, is half of the word for break up. So whenever somebody says something about a break, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, TikTok. So in a couple of hours, I'll be getting that text talking about, well, it's not me, it's whatever. I don't care. But a break, we are not together. If I want to have sex with someone, I will. And I will not feel bad about it. I really won't be thinking about it. And this sounds horrible, but I might as well just put it out there. I'll be living my best life on that break. Now, whether or not we're going to get back together, that's still up in the air. You can figure that out. Yeah. But if you initiated the break, I'm just assuming I'm waiting for the breakup text. Like, that's how I see it. I had a friend with her boyfriend, they were going out, and I knew the relationship was shaky because senior year in high school, relationships.
Yeah, those are
the ones that
I know that's
relationships
true.
They never last, especially after prom and when they get those college acceptance letters.
Yeah,
people going different ways. Yeah.
So I knew.
And then I feel like that's just if it's two seniors. Like if it's like a senior and like a lower classman, that's just doomed from the start.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
But that one friend, they were arguing. She was arguing with her boyfriend about something crazy. And he was like, I need a break, blah, blah, blah. And then shortly after, like a week, he was like, I think we should just break up. And she was sad, but I told her, I was like, I don't see this relationship going anywhere, but I'll still be here for moral support. I was there for moral support. But when I heard that he was going on break, I knew exactly what that meant. Don't play with me. Break up with me. Don't tell me we're going on break. Because then, especially if you want to talk to me, well, who have you been with? I've been with whoever I want.
Right.
We're on break. Period. That's how it works.
Period.
Now, what would you do if your partner cheats on you? I kind of feel like we kind of addressed that, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Okay, let's set the scene. You're walking in to your room, your house. You're like, the door's open. Walk in. You go over you hear stuff over at the bedroom, like you go get close to the bed. Like, what is this? Walk in.
You hear the bed spring.
I know you. Okay, you see them. Go ahead. What you doing?
Okay.
You see them in the bed together. What you doing?
Let's see. So me being like practical or whatever, however you want to say it.
So practical.
First, like, I would feel like a whole bunch of emotions, then I would hold it in. I would just think. I would think of, like, these actions if I would get in legal trouble. And then, I would just try to be calm and, like, I'll give them a few minutes to get dressed, have that hoe out my house. And then, let's see, I might try to kick the person out, or not try. I would probably kick the person out for a bit. And then maybe we can meet up a little bit later. And all, but to talk it out. But Zen, go ahead. Or actually, no, Sergio, go ahead. I see a whole bunch of emotions.
I'm walking in, running over to them, beating his ass up. Then whoever he's with can leave. I'm not gonna deal with her unless it's my friend. Ooh. Bitch, I'm beating both of them.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Actually, I'm not even gonna run in. I'm gonna go turn around, go to the kitchen, get a knife.
Trinidad.
Bitch. And let's just keep it at that. Oh wait, let's keep it clean. Okay, go in, bitch, what are you doing? Get out of my house. Both of y'all get out of my house. Don't even get dressed. Leave. Leave. Before I go crazy, things start happening.
Right.
Just go. And they're not allowed back in my house. I don't care. Your stuff is going on the lawn or wherever where you live in. That's what if it's our house, our house on our bed.
Right. The disrespect.
Throwing the bed away. You can keep the bed. Go ahead. How about you, Zen?
I'm sorry. Well, see, I already made a plan. If I ever get in a relationship, I don't do the move-in thing because there's so many aspects of that, like signing a lease and whose name is the house, like too much. So if I have my own place and I invite you over, because you can't move in, sorry. You can come over, we can cuddle, movie night,
right.
But you can't move in because I don't need that. That's another tenant. No.
Would you let the person like leave some stuff here, like a toothbrush, some clothes, whatever?
Toiletry, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's just say you have the key to his apartment. You walk in.
I have the key to his apartment.
Okay.
You walk in, see him with some other guy.
Walk out.
What you doing? You walk out.
Returning the key, locking the door.
Actually, I'll probably keep the key. Come back in the middle of the night.
I'm not keeping the key. No. The key will be on the step. Anybody who wants the key can take it. Public property, because I don't have time. Walking out, going home, deleting the number, blocking. At this point, we have nothing more to say to each other. Because I don't have time. I'm the type of person, I'm really lazy. I don't have time to beat anybody's ass and potentially go to jail. Or wind up in there for life because of murder. So that's why it's better for me to just leave the key, turn around, go home, have a good cry, throw some shit at the wall, cuss them out, tell my friends will be like, bitch, pull up, let's go.
Right.
But I don't have time, like, I'm walking out.
How do you guys feel after a breakup? Like, in general, whether if they be messy or not?
I've always been the person to break up with somebody.
Okay.
So I've never experienced what it's like to be broken up with. I've experienced dealing with I don't handle rejection well. But I've never experienced a breakup.
Now, before I answer that question, the reason why I say I'll go crazy is because I can't really control my emotions. It'll just things just go black and just
the Aries
things start happening. So I'm not sure exactly what would happen. But yeah, let's just say that. Your question is, say again. What's your question?
How would you react, or like how do you feel after a breakup?
Okay, so again, like Zen, I never got broken up on. I've only been in 2 relationships, let's say that. And I've broken up with both of them. The first relationship, however, I've sensed that he was gonna end up breaking up with me eventually. So I decided to break up with him.
Ooh,
because he was on.
Spill this tea.
On freaking Facebook, like I don't feel like. He said, I don't need to be in a relationship because I don't feel like taking care of my other efforts.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what's her name from 13 Reasons Why. Yeah. Hannah. Baker. Because the whole situation was we don't really talk on the phone that much because he's too busy with his work. I was like, let me drop a Hannah, voicemail him on my phone.
Okay. I thought you meant like I would just kill myself. I'm like, what? No.
But yeah, I dropped the voice messages like, since you're pretty much not man enough to break up with me, I'll break up with you. It's unfortunate that we broke up, but yeah, I have a good life. I'm not gonna talk about you on social media because I'm a bigger person than that. But have a good life. Blocked him on everything, and that was that. So yeah. But if I were to be broken up on, I feel like I'll be pissed. Would I do anything about it to that person? I'm not sure. However, I know how I cope with breakup is music. I'll just listen to music, sing music. Sad music. It just lets all the emotion out. That's why I'm more of a happy person sometimes. Most of the time, I'm happy because I just listen to sad music and all that emotion go out, and I'm not all that negativity out of me just goes out, and I can go about my day. So just listen to sad music for a couple hours. I'm good. So
For me, the first few hours after a breakup, I'm not even like mad or anything. I just feel liberated, you know? I'm not bound to anybody.
Damn,
I'm free.
well, those are situations where you broke up with them.
I know, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
even if I were to be dumped, like,
Mhm.
I'm free. Obviously, this person doesn't want all this, so it's their loss, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, you know? And then, but then, like, later down the line, like, a few weeks later or something, then, like, I would start thinking about it a little bit harder. And then I'd be like, oof.
Overthinking.
Right, yes, I would
Oh,
overthink and all these other, like,
Like a
unhealthy
bitch.
coping mechanisms. Excuse me, I had to stutter a little bit. Like they would all just pop out, and then I don't know what I would do. Actually, no, yes I do. I do this other unhealthy coping mechanism where like I kind of just store all of my negative emotions, and then I like
Oh man.
no, I like slowly let it out whenever like I'm lazy or if I'm tired and like I just don't feel like doing anything. Then I just tap into those recycled emotions and just use it for energy. It's actually it works until it overflows. And that's it.
What happens when it overflows?
Then like I just need to cry for like a good 5 minutes. Then I'm good. Then I'm good.
Crying is so.
No, not even 5 minutes. Like a good 30 seconds. I just need to I just need like a little brain dump, you know?
Well, there you have it. We shall be back after the break. We are back. You're listening to Zen The Podcast with our guest, Carter.
Hola.
Yes. Usually during this time, we do a segment called What Did You Find? Where we found things on social media or online that are relatable to today's overall theme, which is, of course, dating. However, since we have a guest, we are going to do a little game. We like to call Date or Not to Date. That is the question. I have a list of names here, and we're going to take turns saying whether we'll date them or not. They're famous people, so we shall know them. Okay, so let's start. Johnny Depp.
What decade?
Oh right. Oh,
He a bit of a
homeboy.
mess right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, ladies first.
What decade are we talking about?
Right now.
Right
Nope.
now, no.
Nope.
You know, a couple decades ago, maybe.
Mhm.
What's wrong with him now?
He's abusive. He's
yeah.
an alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have like drug abuse or substance abuse?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Nah, not really my type. He's too old.
No. Jim Carrey.
No. Well, yes.
90s Jim Carrey. Yes.
I wouldn't date him for like his looks, more of like his mind.
Yeah.
Because like I think I saw like an interview or like a TED Talk or
He's
something.
very philosophical.
Exactly, and I love that as an Aquarius. Like I'm very, very intellectual, very philosophical. If I can't have a mental connection with you, then
That's what
I don't
I'm
know
saying.
what to tell you. You
That's
know?
what look,
Yes.
we here. 'Cause-
Yes.
I would date him. He's probably really goofy. Superman.
No.
Well, okay, like who plays Superman? Who's the actor?
The character Superman.
The character.
The character Superman.
No.
I'm not into cartoons like that.
The character Superman.
No.
Sure.
Yes or no? You
Sure.
say sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Based on his character,
No.
like his traits.
He's too
Sure.
goody.
He's
too good for me.
boring.
Yeah, he's really boring.
I mean, and I don't like. I understand he has all these powers and he's a kind heart. What else?
Right.
What are you studying? Like
Right.
what do you like? What? They
Mickey,
have fan fiction.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
Nah, he's boring.
Come inside.
Mm-mm,
funny
shut
inside.
up.
Why does that sound like a stop?
I would not date Mickey Mouse.
No.
He's too much.
Why did you even put that on the list?
James Bond.
No.
Why do you have?
Yes.
Why do you have Han Solo as his picture?
Yeah,
No.
James Bond. Yeah, I like a spy. I like someone who can keep a secret, and it's very
He's
spicy.
always slapping women in the
Oh.
movies. And I said,
Hmm?
bitch, you slap me, I slap back. So we gonna be scrapping.
I guess that's a no for me too. Emma Watson.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't know her her actual like personality traits. I just know her as Hermione Granger or as Sam from The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Well, most of these are gonna end up
She's
being
smart,
like, because
but
we don't know any
no.
of these people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yes. Daniel Radcliffe.
No.
Yes.
If it's anybody who's just from Harry Potter, there's only like one person I would date from Harry Potter.
And who's that?
Luna.
Luna.
I love Luna.
I would date him. He looks good.
He seems like a cool person.
Batman.
Okay. Not okay. See,
We love a billionaire.
I'm like Selena Kyle. So the way that our
Yes.
dynamic would work is Batman and I could have very casual sex and
Right.
intimate conversations, but a relationship?
It's like
I just want you to chase me. Just chase me. Like, we don't
I feel
have to
that.
be a for real thing. Like, Batman, I just don't. He's a capitalist. Like, I could. That would just not work out.
I'm dead. Okay.
How about you?
We love a billionaire.
Mm.
Well, see, he could give me the coin and I could
Exactly.
give him the snatch. But I'm just saying, a relationship, that's a lot.
Right.
And
I'm the same with Zen. I mean, that money though.
It's
It's looking
a factor.
good. It's
It's
looking
a
good.
factor.
But he's too close. I feel like he's too close off for me.
True.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be seen.
What kind of lesbian that is?
Oh, touch me nuts. Shoo. To all the touch me nuts. Get out of here.
Freddy Cougar.
No.
You know what?
A child molester? No. Who terrorize people's dreams? Like, people trying to sleep. Come on now. People trying to sleep.
That's the point. That's
No.
sleep.
I'm not gonna lie. When his hand came up from under the water and
Oh,
that
yeah,
girl was
the
in the tub,
bathtub.
I was like, what we doing? Day 890 without sex. I was like, baby!
I'm dead.
Woo! Tear it up! Literally.
No, because that makes you think of Trump by the whole, like, grab her by the pussy. type
No,
thing.
he ain't grabbing, he cutting shit up. Destroy me, bitch. Slaughter me. Woo!
So, guys, you say yeah?
You look.
Uh-uh.
Come into my shower. That's
Oh
all
my
I'm
God.
saying. Woo!
I'm
Just
a
slit
sleep
my
now.
throat. Mm.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
It was.
We've learned that Zenobia doesn't mind a little scratching down there.
Look,
little
it's day
danger.
890. Shit. Use a fucking drill.
But that was date or not to date. That is the question. You shall play with your friends as well. It's really fun. And we shall be back after the break. We are back. You're listening to Zen The Podcast with me, Sirg,
And me, Zenobia.
and our guest, Carter.
What's up?
For more coverage and to get notified when our next episode will air, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Zen The Podcast. And as usual, thank you for the support.
Yeah, so now we have made it to our topic of the day, which is dating culture. I have a couple questions here, and we're going to have a conversation about them. So, what first comes to mind when you think about dating culture, Carter?
When I hear dating culture, I would have to first think about like the region or state or city, wherever, where someone is, like on the West Coast or like in Atlanta or something. I feel like you're more likely to be cheated on or something because I read somewhere that like STDs are like an all-time high in those regions.
Okay, hold on. This is him saying this, not Zen the Podcast, okay? We are here to protect him. However, he is free to say whatever he likes.
Y'all got something to say, y'all can at me at vitality.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's pretty much it, really. Like, dating culture, like, just trying to live your best life with the other person, but if it don't work, then it don't work, move on, live your best life with someone else or with yourself.
I want to say.
Let's get my life.
What about you, Zen? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, see, when I hear this question, I want to get into the next one because I think it depends on how you define dating. But dating culture, like, I feel like our generation has this weird obsession with it. Like, when I look on Twitter,
trying to shack up with somebody
I see
all the time.
all these videos of, oh, I have the best boyfriend ever. I came home exhausted from work, and this is what he did for me. And then you see the little candles and rose petals and some stupid ass song playing in the background. And oh, I wish I had that. Oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry,
I try not to follow accounts like that. It's just
true.
It's.
But then I see people who are
annoying.
always like retweeting it, and then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I had this." I don't, but I'm glad that y'all do. But like, dating culture is so much different than what it used to be, and how I was described, or how I've heard it described to me by my family members. Because back in the day, a lot of what we do now when it comes to dating was not really happening. Like, people actually had to put effort
right.
into dating back in the day. It wasn't just what you're doing today. 5 hours later. Oh, nothing. What about you? Nothing. LOL.
Whole day later.
Right.
So what you doing?
Exactly. Like, they actually had to make an effort. Like, my dad used to walk by my mom's house 25-8. He was scoping. He was doing. He was dirty. But he used to put in the effort to see my mom when he was trying to, pursue her romantically.
Yes.
Like, now it's just like, meet someone on the internet. Let's text. Let's get into a relationship. Oh, we're dating now. I'm like, and the dating culture is just moving too fast. Like, I don't even know what's going on.
And for me personally, I don't really like the term talking. Like,
that's not a thing.
Yes, it's really
talking
not.
Is not
and
a
then people
thing.
try to like add commitment to it. Like, no, you're
If
just getting to know someone.
I'm texting you doesn't mean that I can't text other people I'm interested in.
Yes.
Like, I hate people have made talking this thing, which it's not.
Right.
Like,
it's simply
I
getting to
remember
know someone.
the first time I was ever asked that was in high school, and this girl was like, "So y'all talking?" I was like, "I guess like we're talking on the phone."
Right.
She was like, "No, like talking." I was like, "What does that mean?"
I would think talking is like the first part, and then it goes into dating, and then a relationship.
Yeah.
What you want to consider talking?
Talking is not. Let me tell you something. I'm talking to you right now.
Hello.
I talk to you. If I talk to you every day, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're in a relationship. I'm talking
to my mother,
to the person who broke my heart and rejected me on a daily basis. Oh, look, they responded right now. But that doesn't mean that we're in a relationship. I think talking.
I wouldn't consider it as being in a relationship either. It's just you just getting to know the person.
It's not a stage.
What's the first stage to you then?
Just call it getting to know them.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it talking because that's just stupid to me.
Right.
Like,
it seems
just
like
say,
such a millennial term. Like, I just don't.
Yes.
Nah,
just say, well, right now we're just getting to know each other. Because that's what you do. When you start, you want to get to know the person.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go into, okay, are we labeling ourselves or not? Or actually,
are we exclusive?
What are we? What are we doing?
I'm trying to make sure I don't jump ahead because I have my own way that I.
Second question is, what do you consider as dating?
Okay, dating. So for me, what I learned in life and health, one of the classes here at Bowie State, it's like first you're getting to know someone, then dating, but dating in the sense of like it's casual, like you're not really commitment hasn't been like added to the mix yet, because that's when like a relationship is. But dating, I mean, you guys just go out somewhere. You don't really have to spend money. Just any type of way that you want to get to know someone, or like just whether it be their personality or like quirks about them or whatever. Just it's just dating, you know.
I would consider going out with the person, like you said, doing something, whether if it's going to the movies, which I think is the worst first date ever.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not even talking to them.
I'm a
Exactly.
cinephile, so I love movies. And the movie, if someone picks a movie, I feel like I can read into them and see what they're like.
True.
Like if I'm pursuing somebody and they're like, oh, I really want to go see this movie where bitches get cut up on screen.
What? What's that say about your character?
Right. I'm like, so you want to watch a movie about that's like really trashy and just like profanity and like really edgy just to be edgy. Like,
I get that, but I would think that would be like a good second date, third date. But first date, I feel like for the first date, it would have to be something like the two of you getting to know each other more on like maybe going out to eat or going to a park or doing something together.
You are a hopeless romantic.
No. I'm not a hopeless romantic, but I'm like that too. Like I just want to be able to. Well, actually, I prefer to do something like unconventional. Like if we were to go to a park and just sit down and just like talk about like life, just. But so like with a movie, I would say that would have to be like a further down the line thing, and it can't just be like a movie. Oh, how much you think about it? Oh, I thought it was good. Great, move on with my life. No, like we have to watch like a really good movie. Like let's say Call Me by Your Name, and then we have to talk about all the symbolism, how we felt, what we thought about the ending. Like we need to go into it.
You're like, we gotta take this whole quiz.
Yes. Like no, because I like to dive into people's minds. Yes.
Yeah, like movies, like dates where it comes to like movies or let's say go-kart racing, like activities. I feel like it would be like
go-kart racing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not gonna be a good date.
Right.
Nope, never mind.
I have so much. That would be so much fun. But that's more of a more like activity dates would be more down the road type of day where you already know the person, so you're just hanging out, just doing fun stuff. But I do get movie dating is cool as well. I do understand where you're coming from with that. What do you think about when you hear a friend is dating someone? Your friend is like, hey, I'm dating someone. What is your first thought?
I would probably like want to at least know what the person looks like, make sure like they're not ugly, you know. But and even if they are, like I just want to know why the person is or my friend is dating them, you know. Like I just want to make sure they're happy, because if they're not, you can roll up on them. And anyways, then go ahead.
I'm gonna say what I have to say, then I'll have to use your bathroom because I ate that yogurt. But got him. But whenever I hear my friend is dating someone, I get really nervous. I'm protective of my friends. So like in high school, when my friends were like, "Oh, I'm dating this cute boy," or "He's taking me out," I would always be like, "Well, why though?" Like because I don't want them to get hurt. Mm-hmm. But then I guess sort of get jealous because I'll be like, "Wish that was me," but. I'm more so the protective type. Like I'll be like, "What?" Like I'm the interviewer. What do you want with my friend?
Right.
Why her?
Right.
When did you start liking her? Background. Like. Right. That's me.
So like when I hear a friend say I'm dating someone, I'm like my first thing is what they look like, because I want to see what they look like.
Right.
But my friends, they be like, no, you don't want. I'm not gonna show you because you already know that as Lawrence. I'm not gonna show you. I'm like, why? Because I swear they'd be like, they think I'm gonna go run after the person or do something like that. I might.
He actually said that did happen.
I ran after the person?
Not necessarily like that.
I would follow them on Instagram,
exactly.
maybe.
Exactly.
But that's not me running after them.
That's funny.
But if that's the difference. If you're dating them, I'm not gonna follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, of course not. No.
But if you're saying, I'm talking to them, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just
right.
Don't let them break up, cause it's all ogre now. I'm coming in. I will be doing damage control.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah, so What do you think when you hear a celebrity or someone on social media say, "I'm dating someone," they out in the public, "I'm dating someone"?
With a grain of salt, because a lot of those. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but some people are together for the wrong reasons instead of the right, and a lot of times people. Specifically, people who have my future job, PR people, will tell celebrities who they would and would not look good with. And they'll tell, you should start dating this person because it would attract attention and it would boost your morale, it would boost your career. So I don't really take celebrity relationships seriously. Now, and I think there's a difference in depth too, because if you look at someone like Jay-Z and Beyonce, who have been together like a minute versus someone like Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson. Like, it's different, but I really don't care about celebrity relationships.
Wait, but then what about Ariana and Mac?
Ariana and Mac. I'm sorry. Not to be that person. Ariana Grande, I don't care about her. So everything she does, I just take it with a grain of salt.
I'm the same way. I don't really care for celebrity anything. I don't follow. Some people do it, but I don't really follow celebrity stuff. So when I hear, "Oh, did you hear?" Culture. Like if I hear someone say, "Oh, so and so is dating this person," I'm like, okay. So I really don't care.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Carter?
I'm pretty much the same way. Like I don't care that much. Like it's someone else's life. Like I might just be happy for them or whatever. I might be like, "Oh, they're a cute couple," or "Oh, they're an ugly couple," but then that's pretty much it.
Do you think young people of today still date?
No.
I feel like they don't know what dating is.
I feel like everybody wants to be in a relationship, but nobody wants to date. Like, nobody wants to put in effort anymore. They just expect, oh, well, if I'm talking to this person and it's been 5 months, then we're dating.
I wish I can go 5 months.
5 months?
Must be nice.
More than 5 months and bitter.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
What was y'all's longest relationship?
No, my relationships have been short because I've broken. I'm somebody who, when I was younger, you have to understand, I came from a very sheltered background.
Same.
I was not really allowed to text boys, so when I got a smartphone and I could text, I was making mistakes and being like really crazy. And I was so pressed to get into a relationship that I would do it out of pity. Like, somebody would be like, "Oh, I think Zenobia is cute." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, let's date." You know, something like that. And the last relationship that I had like that, I felt really bad because the person was way more invested in me than I was in them. Yeah. And it was very rushed. We were doing things that, I mean, I was ready for it, but never mind. Anyway.
So, when was your longest relationship? How long is your longest relationship? That is a question on here. We jumped, but go ahead.
I don't even.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, then I would have to ask: are we counting like online relationships?
Yeah,
that's another question. But go ahead.
Yeah.
The longest relationship I had would have been my online relationship with this boy from Oklahoma. Let me not throw his name out there. Chase. Anyway.
Chase 12572.
Chase Usray, whatever the fuck his name is. We had this online relationship, and when I was younger, I thought that was everything. I was like, my boy. First of all, when we started dating, he was 16, I was 13, so we were still technically able to date until he turned 18. And I was,
15.
Yeah. So we were dating for 2 years, on and off, because he, like I said, I was not there. So, and that's another thing with like online dating. Stuff happens. It could work if you really have someone who's committed, but I did not have someone who was committed. I had someone who was like, well, you're not here. And there's this girl who's closer to my age, who lives in my state, who lives in my neighborhood. So I'm gonna go with her. It's a lot of drama, but that was my longest relationship online, 2 years.
Before I ask that question, I'm gonna answer your question. My longest relationship was a month and a half. So yeah.
My longest relationship, it was 8 months.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Yes, I can't remember if I had like the little 1 month break, but yeah, about 8 months. It was my senior year. True.
But the question I was gonna ask: do you consider online online relationships as a actual relationship? Like,
yes,
you actually dated them. It's a legit relationship, and that was your boyfriend. You consider them as ex.
Yeah, because I mean, relationships. I feel like the whole like physical component of like just doing like things.
You never seen them.
And
oh well, I saw who I was dating online because we used to Skype. But
right, yeah, like there's like in this day and age, there's like ways, like a lot of ways to still see someone and all that.
Are you on any social media dating sites or apps?
Let's see.
As he just click off of Grindr.
Don't put me on the spotlight. Alright, yeah. So I have Grindr, I have Tinder. Let's see. I think that's it. But I've tried others, but those two are like the main ones that I keep around.
I'm only on Tinder right now.
You should get Grindr.
No. I know.
You know,
shot that down.
For his safety, I would not subscribe to Grindr.
Why? His safety? Oh my god.
It's already hard enough for him at the club.
Oh,
So
getting snatched up. Snatched up.
Literally.
I actually have a Grindr account, but
Ooh.
my friend made one for me without my permission. But I'm not on Grindr. I was on Timey. I was on what is it called? Huddle. But right now I'm just on Tinder. How about you, Sam? Oh, I was also on what's that site called? Zeusk.
Oh, I was on that like a while ago.
It's annoying because
Yeah,
all these notifications, too much. Go ahead, Sam.
I have a Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Her.
You saw Her?
I don't really use my Her. So let me tell you about queer lady dating culture. Online dating culture.
Oh, yeah, I don't
specifically
know
dating apps. Our thing is we'll like each other or match on Tinder, and that's it.
That's a
Same.
lot on Tinder.
No message.
Yeah.
No, especially, and don't let it be someone you know. Like this girl who I knew, I was friends with her sister in middle school, and then stopped being friends with her sister in middle school. We matched on Tinder. Followed the girl on Instagram. She followed me back.
In person, you like.
And I don't even see her in person, but we couldn't even talk on the app because I was like, I'm not starting this convo because the first thing I would say is we follow each other on Instagram.
Why was that the first thing you'd say?
Because
conversational friend.
I mean, for me, I would be like, what are your intentions? If you know, you could recognize my pictures because my Tinder is connected to my Instagram.
Yeah.
So you know that it's me.
Mm-hmm.
And if we match, I'm assuming that you like how I look.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, what are we doing?
What's up?
Like, what are you interested in? But I have those. I also have some kink apps because I've been trying to, like, find a dom. I want to find a dom first because I want to. I am, but I want to learn from someone who's had experience because I can't find any subs. So I want to learn from someone who's a dom.
Do you want to learn how to be a dom, or do you want to learn?
I want to learn how to be a sub, and then with that experience and like learning how my dom like treats me, like then I can go out and find subs. I'm versed though.
What are these kink apps? Is it an app or a site?
It's an app. I forgot what it's called. I downloaded it and then nothing happened, so I deleted it. Oh. And I think race also plays into like some of the reasons why I deleted. Kink. It's kink with a D. What's the other one?
Is it like Tinder where you swipe right on?
Yeah, yeah.
What is your opinion on dating apps?
I don't like them.
It depends on which one. Like, so for Tinder, I use Tinder for either making friends or like for long range, or not long range, long term type of.
People like you are the bane of my existence.
I'm here for friends.
They'll be like friends only. I have a
mean
boyfriend.
It like that. No, okay. When I say that, oh no, I would never. No.
You'd be surprised at some of the things that I've read.
I'm looking for friends.
I'm in DC. Need friends for the weekend.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck are you on Tinder for? That's not why we're here. Exactly. We're horny and we want relationships.
Exactly.
No. For that, I would say I will go to Grindr. Grindr is like my hookup app, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a dating app; it's a hookup app.
It is.
And then, but no, for Tinder, that would be like the long-term relationships I actually care about. You know, like I don't just want like a little one-night stand. I want like, what is it called? I don't just want Friday night. I want all Saturday too. You know, like.
2 days. Literally my first relationship.
Damn.
So you get shady up
2 days.
But my opinion on dating apps. I'm only on Tinder right now. I feel like it is a safe outlet for people who are not experienced in going out and meeting people face to face. It's their way of being able to, especially for gay people, because it's harder for gay people to be out there and be like, go out on the streets and, hey, how you doing? Or it's hard. Like it's an outlet for people to it's a safe outlet. It's not safe is a hard word because dating apps can be dangerous as well. I heard the stories. But
one time I got catfish and then stranded in Crofton, and it was like 2 a.m. I had to call my best friend from high school, and she left a rave to come and get me.
Dang.
Shout out to Layla.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's all good though.
But yeah. But I do see the positive sides in dating apps where it can be a safe outlet for people who are more antisocial, quote unquote, or don't really, or like gay people who are not. It's harder for us to go out and just meet people. But yeah, and I do see the negatives where it's people can be very prejudiced, can be very racist, can be very selective, and after you match with them, they don't say nothing to you, even if you text first.
Hello.
That happens a lot.
I hate that. People will be like, I'm shy, so message me first. And then I'll be like, hey, what's up? Nothing.
No. So yeah, there's pros and cons of that, and we have an episode about that. Don't remember what episode it is, but look at our inklings, and there's an episode about dating apps. But yeah, where we get more into that. Next question. When you see someone on a dating app / site and they say they're looking for dates, what comes to mind?
It depends on what app it is. If it's on Tinder, then I'm like, oh, okay. If it's on Grindr,
It depends on what the context is.
Right.
Some of these girls will be like, I really want somebody to take me out to a museum in DC where we can go get food and play with cats. And I'm like,
What comes to mind with that is I'm paying for everything.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference between me being your chauffeur and your sugar mama versus me being like a potential candidate for a dating partner.
Are dating apps / sites successful? Have you heard of any success stories? Well, I've had my only two relationships came from Tinder, but I actually met them in person and we dated.
Let's see, my first relationship came from Grindr, and that was pretty successful. But then we broke up. But then, like, now we're kind of talking now. But anyways, my second relationship.
Was that?
What?
Your first relationship?
It ended last June 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my second relationship, it was via Tinder.
Not to cut you off, but how many relationships have you been in?
2.
What?
Oh, wow.
The things I hear? Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your second relationship came from
Tinder.
Okay, and that was a...
Ironically, that was much shorter term than the one from Grindr.
How long did that last?
The one from Tinder?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we were like dating, as in like just going on dates from, let's say, like either like October all the way up to December 14th. That's when like we were actually exclusive in a relationship, and then we broke up in March. So yeah, not that long. Not that long.
Okay, so how about you, Zen? Are dating apps successful?
No.
Have you heard of any success stories?
Yeah, I even let him finish.
No and no. I can't elaborate any further. No.
If there weren't any dating apps or sites, do you think you'd be successful in the dating world?
Yes.
Really?
People would actually have to put in the fucking effort and time. Because today it's so easy to just swipe right or swipe left, but nobody seems to want to actually get to know anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I hate text. Okay, let me rephrase that, because with it, we text. Anyway, later. I don't like texting. I don't like FaceTime. I really don't like people calling me. Like, I'm sorry, that sounds horrible. If you want to date me, I prefer us to do something together in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if we meet and we start talking and then we schedule, hey, do you like this? Yes. Did you want to come with me to this event and maybe get some food after? Sure. That to me is the beginning of a successful relationship. Not, hey, what you doing? Nothing, laying in bed, LOL. You, same, LOL. Like,
that hits close to home. So, if there weren't any dating apps or sites, do you think you'd be successful in the dating world, partner?
Let's see. Probably not. And I say that because if there were no dating apps, let's see, I wouldn't have met either of my exes. My body count would be 0. Let me see. I don't know. Like, I don't like the whole thing with like people finding like their significant others over Twitter. I don't know. I feel like that's a myth. Like, I know that happens too often, but for me, on my timeline, it's a myth. Yeah, I can't really see it. Nope.
It's gonna be a whole question. I do hope one day I just meet the love of my life. And so that can happen. I do have that knowledge or hope of that once happening. So it's like a 50-50 with me. If there weren't any social dating apps. However, again, with queer people, it's hard for us to meet other queer people in that way.
Yeah.
Unless they're in the same club as you, or you go to a gay club and you see them there. Is there any other outlets we have? You can let me know, but I'm not sure. But yeah. So, following that, besides dating apps or dating sites, what are other ways to find someone to date? I've said clubs. I said school clubs. What other?
I don't know, just
I
being...
think anywhere, but you just have to have confidence, which I lack.
I'm dead. I feel like you gotta be like in the loop, or like in the know, as in like who's gay, who's not, if someone's DL,
single.
whatever.
Because
that's
all.
That's
Yeah, that's true.
When you hit on somebody and they hit you with that, oh, thanks, but I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend. I'm like, ooh. Forbidden. 404, goodbye.
Yeah. Well, how successful are you at dating? Well, with my 1.5 relationship,
1.5.
I think I make the effort, because my last relationship, I drove to Washington every week, once every week, and I live in Louis. Bowie, Maryland. So that's like
It's like
a 30-minute drive,
Yeah.
nearly 45-minute drive.
Well, the way you drive it, maybe an hour.
Mm.
2 minutes.
dang.
But yeah, driving that far distance to see, to and from to see the person I want to be with, not be with, but want to get to know, be with, quote unquote, want to be in a relationship with them. Saying be with seems more stronger. Like I want to marry them, be in a relationship with them. I take the effort. I make the effort.
I would say, like, I've never gotten any complaints that I'm not a good partner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm emotionally available. I listen to people. Like, I think about people a lot. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good. Like, but
Squeak.
but I'm a good partner. Like, I'm just attentive, and if I'm with you, I'm not gonna say you're my priority because my first priority is to get the fuck out of Bowie State, but and make some coin. But you're like at the top of my list. Like, I will check in on you, and I also give you your freedom. I could never be like some people where they're like, "Where are you? I haven't heard from you in 15 hours. What are you doing?" Like, I don't need to do that because if we're together, that means that we have a mutual understanding that we each have our independent lives and we just have to schedule time to see each other whenever we're free.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really gotten complaints that I wasn't a good partner. I think I'm pretty good with relationships. It's just sometimes I struggle with telling somebody how I feel. And that's why I'm always the person who ends up breaking up with the other person, because I'll feel really bad. Like, it's hard sometimes to say I'm not attracted to you, or I thought I was attracted to you, but I'm not. That's the one that be killing people, because I have had to use that a couple of times. I was like, I thought I was attracted to you, but I'm not at all. Sorry.
For me, okay, I feel like a whole bunch of tea is about to be spilled.
Hold on, before you spread all this tea.
All right.
I do want to say the only negative thing I've been told is I overthink. That was the first
I overthink too.
Me too.
I overthink, and so when it came to my second relationship, I tried to be chill and relax, and I did do that, and he ended up being the overthinker. So I don't know, but go ahead, Carter, spread the tea.
Okay, so
spill the tea.
Based on like the past 2 times, and then like external factors, we'll say. So first there'll be an interest, and for me, before I actually get into a relationship, like ideally, like how I would want to, it's like as we're getting to know each other, like I get to know, like if I can't dive into your mind or whatever and like really get to know why you are how you are, then like I can just tell it's not gonna last. But with this previous relationship, I didn't do that, and then I like started ignoring all these other little signs, and then I started to like somehow become emotionally unavailable subconsciously, and then I don't know, it was just a mess, you know. And then like the other person, I just felt like they were being too clingy, and as an air sign, as an Aquarius, I can't do clingy. I swear I cannot. Like, and I would just need my space, and then sometimes I just like won't reach out, or like I won't text for like a day or two, only so that like when we do, it's like it's actually something to talk about, and like it's fun or whatever, we can catch up, what's new, you know. I don't know, like I just need some kind of excitement or whatever, you know. Like I cannot be bored, and I sometimes get bored easily.
That too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, how would you consider yourself as a successful dater?
Okay. I want to say no, because I see you have to go off of both history, like what happened in the past, what other people say, how you feel, and all that. So based on history, no. Based on what other people say when they be all like, "Oh, you're so attractive," whatever, I'm just like, I guess, you know. I don't really think so. But I don't know. I was just saying no.
And what is your ideal date?
Like first date or like down the line date or what?
First.
Just
Well,
any...
a good old date. How about you, Zen?
Okay.
I see her face.
Sorry.
Oh.
Reel it in, because it depends on the person, you know. I would say at this moment, with what's going on in my life, the person who does not reciprocate my interest.
You might as well name jobs.
I want to know too. I want to know.
The perfect date would be we go. So I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek.
Go ahead.
And that's okay.
Comic book store.
That's okay.
And you know, we could go to like the library or something.
Ooh, girl. Okay.
Get a little intimate, you know.
In the library.
Or at the if I have a I'm sorry. See, this is just gonna turn into like porn by the end of my scenario because sex is pretty important for me in a relationship because I'm like a ball of sexual energy that has been repressed so long that I'm going to turn into a supernova and just explode.
She'll become a deity of sex.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like a sex goddess. That's
yes.
That's
go.
me. But anyway, back to the date. You know, something like reading together, watching a film, and like interpreting it. Having oh my goodness, nothing turns me on than a good old fashioned debate.
Yeah, the mental stimulation.
Yep. I know. Trying to make your point.
Yeah.
I know your ass love debating too. I'm like, just because it is. I don't got time to debate with you.
So yeah, that would be like the perfect first, like just stuff like that. Like not necessarily the take me out to dinner and walk me. Like no, we could literally just have pizza, watch a movie, debate, crack jokes, fuck, and then you know, cuddle if he's into kink. Or if she, he, whoever's in
whip him, straddle him, tie him up.
Oh God, just slow down.
Let's get to me before she
go in the heat.
I mean, wipe my tears.
See how white bitch down.
My ideal date. I'm really okay. So we go out. I like going out. I'm an Aries. We like to venture.
Mm-hmm.
Like to go out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking we out in let's just say let's do really simple, not too much. Picnic. Okay.
You are such a romantic.
Right.
So
dang,
cute.
a picnic.
In the summer, I can't do spring because my allergies come knocking my ass out.
That ain't
You're gonna be
cute,
sneezing on the food.
That's not cute.
But just laying on the grass, not grass, but like
a blanket.
A blanket, just
oh
having
God,
a good old conversation,
romantic.
looking at this blue sky. Like that'd be so nice.
Dang.
Somebody please take this book.
Right. He's looking at the blue sky. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I am very single. By the way. How about you, Carl? What is your ideal date?
Let's see. First, we meet up at like a bookstore, and I get to see. You already know. First, it's the bookstore. Like, I get to see what kind of books you like. You can see what kind of books I like. And then we can walk over to the little philosophical or spiritual section. And then from there, we can probably like go for a walk somewhere, you know, just relax for now. We can just keep talking, you know, I get to dive deep into their life, you know, how they got to where they are now and such. Then maybe we can watch a film, talk about it later. Then we can, if there's a sex scene, we can, no. If there's a sex scene, we can reenact it.
Oh, man.
Oh, don't have me watch 50 Shades of Grey.
But Yeah, and then let's see how would it end? How would it end?
You know how it would end.
Let's see. It would probably end by like a little, not like a tease, but kind of like not a kiss goodbye, because like I'm gonna have to leave you once and more, you know. So you know, Zen, you already know.
Yeah, keep on coming back.
Hello.
You gotta throw the catch. Get him on the hook. Reel it in.
Yes.
Yes. That was
hot.
Where my
fan at? Where my fan at?
Hot in here.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And we shall end on that note.
Yo, please, please.
We will be back after the break.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Zen The Podcast. And unfortunately, we've come to the end of this episode.
But don't worry, we will be back next week with new things to talk about. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And ring that notification bell to be notified when we release new episode.
Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Zen The Podcast. And make sure you turn the notifications on so you'll be notified when we release our next episode. And you can follow me on Instagram, once again, at Khaleesi and Twitter at ToroEyo.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CallMeSirg. So we want to thank our guest Carter for being here with us.
Anytime, guys. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Tell us where we can follow you again on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram at deity.day_vitality. If you don't know how to spell that, it's DEITY, period. DE_VITALITY.
Yeah, so we thank you guys so much for listening to Zen The Podcast with me, Sirg.
And me, Zenobia.
And we hope you have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.